Oh,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, apologize for technical difficulties. We were supposed to start at 7:30, but there's some problems with I don't know, the internet or something's not right here. But hopefully we can get this thing figured out. So we want to welcome Mo to the show.
what up?
We want to welcome Lou to the show.
Thank you.
We want to welcome Kerry to the show.
Good evening, everyone.
And we welcome Dana to the show.
Hey, you know how we do.
All right. So we got everybody on. So let's get right into it. We're gonna go to NLB. And since last week, some things have changed. Some things have changed
drastically.
Some things have changed, and not for the good for some teams, and some bad for the other teams. Some good for the other teams, not so good for other teams. So let's start off with MLB standings 2026. Starting off with American League. You got 4 teams in first place in American League East. Tampa Bay Rays 8-7, won 3 in a row, 6-4 in the last 10. The New York Yankees are 8-7, lost 5 in a row, 4-6 in the last 10. We got the Orioles 8-7, won 2 in a row, they're 6-4 in the last 10. We'll get back to more, find out what's going on with that. In the Central Division, Minnesota Twins are 9-7, Cleveland Guardians are 9-7. Twins have won 2 in a row. They're 7-3 in the last 10. Cleveland Guardians are 9-7, lost one in a row. They're 6-4 in the last 10. In the West, you got the Texas Rangers who are 8-7. Oakland, what they San Jose Athletics, or what are they called now? I don't know. They just called the Athletics.
Just the A's, no city.
What are they called, Lou?
They're just called the A's. They're not saying Oakland. They're not saying Vegas. Nothing. Just the A's. We
Okay.
call them trash.
A team without a city. Oakland
Yes.
Athletics, 8-7, won 5 in a row, 7-3 in the last 10. I think this is probably the best record they had in a long time this early in the season. In the National League, you got the Atlanta Braves. Oh, look at Archway Cookies. Atlanta Braves are 10-6, 1-1, 6-4 in the last 10. The Marlins are 8-8, lost 3 in a row, 3-7 in the last 10. And the Philadelphia Phillies, the Washington Nationals, and the New York Mets are all 7-8, 7-8, and I mean the New York Mets are 7-9. Philly is this is the weird part. Philly is the -16 in run differential. That's crazy to be 7-8. That means if their bats ain't hitting right now, maybe cold weather got something to do. But surprise, golly, as Gomer Powell would say, in the Central Division, you get the Pittsburgh Pirates at 9-6. Lost 1, 7-3 in the last 10.
Not convinced yet.
Huh?
Well, you see, the problem is that Pittsburgh has started well in April in previous years, but after that, once it gets like to May, they fall off like a rock. So I'm glad they're doing well so far, but I don't expect it to hold much.
I think Pittsburgh may be ready to do something this year, Lou. I really do. I don't know what's going on with the internet here. I'm at the call.
It's going all the way, baby.
I feel like I got T-Mobile in my house right now.
Welcome to my world.
Pittsburgh Pirates are 9-6. Cincinnati Reds are 9-7. Cardinals are 8-7. Brewers are 8-7. Cubs are 7-8. That's a tight race right there, baby. Two games behind. Put you in first place. Out west, you got the Dodgers who are 11-4. Lost 1, 7-3 in the last 10. You got the San Diego Padres 10-6. 1.5 games out of first place, 1-5 in a row, 8-2 in the last 10. They're the hottest team going right now, if I'm not mistaken.
They can challenge him. They can challenge him.
Arizona 9-7. Colorado is 6-10. San Francisco is 6-10. Mo, what's up with the Yankees, man? You want to tell us what's going on?
We're winning 4-0 right now with the bases loaded.
We're doing what? You're doing what?
We're winning 4-0 with the bases loaded.
When? Now?
Right now.
But
you're only as good as your last game.
Okay, so you're
the Rays small balled us. It was terrible. They bunted. They hit behind the runners. They played baseball.
So they played baseball the way baseball supposed to be played? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I sure am.
Okay.
That's what you should do for the Rays.
Yeah.
Yep, that's who swept us.
Yeah, I looked at the standings. I was like, oh my Lord, what is going on here? What has happened to the Yankees? I'm like, what in the world? I know it's early, but you know.
They're still in first place, man. Stop.
Well, you're tied. You're tied for first place. You're tied with a bunch of teams in first place, but it's all good. It's all good. It's still the season's still young.
Yeah, it's early.
Curry, your Atlanta Braves, baby. They in first place, 10-6. They got the third best. They got the third best record in the major league. What's going on with them, baby? Is it hit? Oh, yo, they definitely hitting the ball. They are plus 46 in run differential. They got the highest run differential right now. So what you seeing from the Yankees?
They are off to a good start. Where last year they got so far behind that they just could not catch up. But the difference in this year and last year is this team right here is a poised to win that division this year, and I kind of expect them to win it. If not, they'll definitely be the playoff team. But their batting averages are off the charts right now. They got guys up in the 300s and high 290s. But two guys that's not hitting that well is Acuna and Ozzy Albies, and I expect their bats to come around anytime too. So, but they're off to a good start, and I expect them to keep that going. They got their 2 games up on the division. Everybody's at least 2 games behind. They got the Marlins tonight, so they can do something to put the Marlins even further behind if they can win 2 out of 3. And the one thing about the Braves, they're the only team in the major leagues that have not lost a series yet.
Yeah, okay. You're right about that.
So I mean, if you keep winning a series, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, and I was looking at the Dodgers series with everybody played lately. The last 2 games have been 3-1. So if you can go 3-1 loss, then you're in pretty good shape. You're in pretty good shape. If you look at it from that perspective. So baseball's still young. Mo, let me ask you a question. Do you think the cold weather on the East Coast is really affecting teams like the Yankees, the Mets, the Phillies? You think that that's affecting how they play?
It's affecting Jazz Chisholm. Man, used to play in Florida. Man from the Bahamas said he can't play in the cold now. But yeah, he won $35 million per year. So he gonna go 50-50. For people that can't see me, I'm shaking my head, y'all. I'm shaking my head.
Oh, we can help.
So let me ask you guys a question, right? If you think that if let's say the weather is a factor, right? So you're looking at the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Orioles, the Guardians, Chicago White Sox, in the West. In the East, you have the Phillies, the Nationals, the Mets, the Pirates, the Reds. Milwaukee plays in the Dome. Chicago. Those teams. So let me ask you guys a question. Do you think do you think the teams would fare better if they went on, if they let's say they started in the Midwest to the West and came back East around this time during the season? Do you think that's better for them to play away from home? Because now they're not.
Can I just say this?
Go ahead.
We're just playing in Tampa. Jazz Chisholm, get yourself together, man. We were in Tampa, man. You talking about it's cold, man. You're in Florida.
Okay. On, okay. I'm just saying.
I love you, Jazz, but you got to shut up and play. You got to shut up and dribble like LeBron, man. Shut up and dribble.
Lord Jesus. So I'm just saying, do you guys think that would be formidable for teams to do that, not have a home game? Let's say they play. Let's say they play they play 3 series away from home before they go home, right? And they at some point in time they get a long homestand because you're going to catch up to you want to catch up to the home and away. But if cold weather is a factor, we're looking at the Yankees, the Orioles, the Red Sox. Prior the Red Sox and the Cubs. I mean, the Red Sox and the White Sox are 2 teams that play furthest north outside. So we know that Chicago White Sox probably won't get a dome until they start winning again. But do you think, Mo, could you ever see the Yankees maybe getting a dome?
Nah, man. We're Yankees, man.
Okay.
That's a big built that stadium, 20 years ago? They ain't building another one.
Do you think, could you see the Red Sox getting a dome?
No, they Boston, man. What you gonna do? You gonna put a dome over the monster?
I'm just
Fenway Park is historic, man. They're not gonna mess that up.
I'm just saying if the players are complaining about the weather, and to be honest with you,
it ain't the players, man. It's Jazz Chisholm.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Should the season start later on?
Yes. No, man. It's Jazz Chisholm. No.
But he's not.
Let me ask you, Kevin. What's the difference now? What's the difference now than it was 30 years ago?
Well, I think they're saying that the weather is worse now than it was back then. You know what I'm saying? Because
they've always had cold weather games.
I'm not saying they didn't, but what I'm saying though, if they want to rectify the situation, how do they rectify it? And the only way I think they can rectify it is that you leave it alone. You play 2 series away from home, and then you come back home and the weather's halfway decent. Because if you think about it, at the end of the middle of February, I mean, in the middle of March, Boston still has snow. You know what I'm saying? So they still have.
Well, they can postpone that.
They still have snow up there. So I'm just saying, I'm like, I'm just saying, I think that if cold weather is a factor for these guys, and I'm just saying, I'm just trying to figure out how they, how they can make this thing better for them.
Cold weather is not a factor. Cold weather is an excuse.
And it could.
I think it can be a factor.
And it could.
There you go, Curry.
And it could be.
And there's only one Yankee complaining.
And Curry, I'm not disagreeing with you on that, but I'm just saying, I think that if you want to, I'm gonna say this: if you want these games to count at the beginning of the season, then I think that weather is a factor in some of the games, right? So Yankees go down Florida, they go down to Florida, play some games in Florida, go to Georgia, play the Braves, then maybe go to Texas, then come back up. And right around, because the weather right now up here is getting decent. It's like right around 60, 65 degrees right now. So, and if you play your games during the day, when the weather's warmest, then you ain't got to worry about playing at nighttime. But again, I think it's harder now than it is at the end of the season, because at the end of the season, if you got a team like the Yankees, in October, it gets cold in October, right? And so you that becomes a factor too. Well, when you think about it, because they've some players say like the bats the vibration of the bat hitting the ball in cold weather has an effect on them some kind of way. But I'm just saying that I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with it, but I'm just saying maybe there's a way to get around it that all parties involved can be happy some type of way. We don't see the Yankees.
But if you're complaining about playing in October because of the weather, then you're complaining for the wrong reasons. Because if you playing in October, it's a good chance you're in the World Series.
Yeah,
playing in October.
Yeah, I'm not
so
saying
who wouldn't want to play in October.
But I'm not saying they're complaining, but I'm saying if the conversations that they have, some of the analysts have, like, well, when it's cold, the ball to the bat gives a harder vibration, for the batters.
It's hard to hit it.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the conversations they do have. I mean, I don't see nobody.
You gotta realize you're talking to a dude who's a Dodger fan, who's living in 70, 80-degree weather.
No,
just talking about that they don't want 2 in a row.
No,
it
has nothing.
Everybody else complaining.
It has nothing to do.
Man, we talking about Jazz Chisholm, man.
We're not
talking about practice.
We're not talking. I'm not talking about the Dodgers because the Dodgers had 2 series at home and came to Washington, and the weather was decent, and they lost the series. I think 3-2 or 3-1 or something, 2-3. But I know they lost the series, right? And they were saying about the weather being a factor. There, they were saying how cold because I think it rained one day. I think it rained one, and I'm not disagreeing with that at all either. You know what I'm saying? I'm not disagreeing with none of y'all.
You live in LA weather, you get soft, man.
I lived
in LA. When I came back, I couldn't stand the cold no more.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with none of you guys. I'm just saying that if there's a problem, we need to maybe we could figure out a way to solve it. Because again,
he hasn't been in the Yankees for a year. He's soft too.
Just think about Arizona Cardinals when they built their stadium. Before they put a dome on there, they played away because it was so hot out there that nobody wanted to come to the game. So they had to build a dome for them to play in, and now they have home games at the beginning of the season. But before they wouldn't play at home because of the weather. You know what I'm saying? So again,
it's so hard to play for the Belt.
So again, or were they too soft to play in Arizona weather in September? I don't know.
Man, it's cold. It's 90 degrees in September. It's 90 degrees. I live in Arizona too. It's 120. It's 1,042,262 degrees in June, July, and August in Arizona. You feel like you in the oven.
And I'm just saying though, but see that's where, like the Raiders got a dome. You know what I'm saying? Because the weather is a factor to them. Arizona got a dome. The weather's a factor to them. So I'm just saying though, if you want to get
the players though,
but if you want to get the best, but I'm just saying I think if you want to get the best quality out of your players, you try to put them in the best situation possible. I mean, you think about the Super Bowl.
It ain't about the players though.
It is about the players.
About the fans.
It is
about bringing fans to your game.
Well, the fans got
a dome in Arizona. Getting fans.
But the fans don't care about the weather. The fans really don't care about.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yes,
they do. They do.
I don't think so.
Why they run as soon as it starts raining?
Do what? They put a rain jacket out?
Baseball fans are soft.
They put that rain jacket on and they still out there in the rain. I'm just saying.
Man, I'm just football fans. Baseball fans soft.
I'm just saying that I'm just saying that I think if you make a compromise on a situation like that, that makes it better for everybody. Because I don't want to hear a team or a player say in September into October, or September and into September, when they say, yo, if the weather would have been better in March, April, those games we lost, we could have won those games if the weather was better. And now we're put in a situation where, we don't make the playoffs because of that, or whatever the case may be. They come up with every scenario, and they could be solved. I'm just saying, they could be solved, but again, just come up with some type of solution that makes it better for every person involved. You know what I'm saying? I just think that might be the best way. But I don't see no teams on the East Coast ever getting a dome, to be perfectly honest with you. I think Chicago White Sox probably should get a dome, but they got to start winning in order for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's the case. I don't see the Red Sox because like Curry said, of the history of of the Green Monster, things of that nature. I could now. I'm gonna say this. I could probably see Cleveland getting a dome, where they play baseball and football inside. That could be a possibility. So, we'll see how that works out. Anybody got anything else for the good of the day for baseball? As far as the Dodgers is concerned, I would like to see the Dodgers score some runs first and be in the lead. Sometimes, not always come from behind. They make me the cardiac kids. It's too early in the season for me to be stressful about the way these guys are playing baseball, because they think that, I don't know if they think they can come back every time, but this is the situation they put themselves into. But I just don't. I get the lead, and then keep the lead, and then I'm cool. But it just.
The Yankees.
Would you say, Lou?
What you gonna say? Same for the Yankees. I mean, they start building a belief, and then they lose it.
Would you say, Mo?
That's why it goes 5 in a row.
Mo, what'd you say?
Yes, Chisholm just struck out again.
You watching baseball? You watching a baseball game?
It's on in the background. We still have 4-0.
I don't see y'all. Oh, y'all playing?
Mike Trout just robbed the home run.
Y'all yes. Y'all in LA?
No, we're in Yankee Stadium.
Okay, yes. Right. If anybody want to know, Arizona's up 4-1 against Baltimore. Phillies beating Chicago Cubs 9-2. Wow. Pittsburgh's beating Washington 5-1. Yankees are beating LA Angels 4-0. Miami's 3-0 on Atlanta, bottom of the 4. Boston's losing to Minnesota 4-0. Bottom of the 2nd. Cleveland and St. Louis is tied. Bottom of the 2nd. Seattle, I don't know what the score is because I can't see that one. So, anything else for baseball before we move on to football? Any comments?
Seattle won 6-2.
Okay, Seattle won 6-2. All right, so let's go in
over Houston.
Let's talk a little football, ladies and gentlemen. So, the green room, guys. The green room. So they invited a bunch of guys to the green room. And the one person that the NFL invited, that I'm scratching my head, is that Ty Simpson. I'm scratching my head at him because, there's been a lot of talk that some people think that he's better than Fernando. That he has a better upside than Fernando. The reason why you didn't see it is because Alabama's offensive line wasn't that good this year, they said. So these are all the guys that are gonna be in the green room. Linebacker Devin Bailey, Texas Tech. Defensive end Ruben Bain Jr., Miami. Defensive back Mansour Delane, LSU. Defensive back Cal Downs, Ohio State. Defensive end Keldrick Falk, Auburn. Defensive back Colton Hood, Tennessee. Wide receiver Malik Lemon, USC. Running back Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame. Offensive tackle Frank Manugoal, Miami, Florida. Defensive tackle Caden McDonald, Ohio State. Offensive tackle Caden Proctor, Alabama. Linebacker Elvis Reeves, Ohio State. Quarterback Ty Simpson, Alabama. Linebacker Sonny Styles, Ohio State. Wide receiver Cornell Tate, Ohio State. Wide receiver Jordan Tyson, Arizona State. Lou, who's gonna be the last one in the green room?
That's a tough one. The draft is next week, correct?
Yepper.
Okay, I'll be sure that it was this week. I really never thought it was gonna be the last in the green room.
I'll let you think about that. Dana, who you think could be the last in the green room?
The running back from Notre Dame. Love.
Ooh.
Ooh. I don't know about that, Dana.
Okay.
Curry, who you got?
I don't know, man. That's a hard one for me. I need to even try to guess who that could be because these guys like doing their own things now. So I don't know, man.
Okay.
It's a crapshoot. I wouldn't even know who to think.
Mo, who you got?
Ty Simpson. He'll be there for day 2.
Simpson. Okay.
Quarterback. Ty.
Oh, I misunderstood the question. I got you now.
Okay. Go ahead. You got somebody?
I think it was the guy from Miami. Was he invited to the green room? Carson Beck?
No, he wasn't.
Okay. He got $5 million a year. Yeah, I was wondering if because I think he's gonna go a lot sooner than people think he's gonna go.
Carson Beck?
Yeah.
See, he might actually go to the Steelers in the 3rd round.
Who? Carson Beck to the Steelers.
Yep.
I think he's a day 2. I think he's a day 2 pick.
I agree too.
Day 2 is 2nd and 3rd
round. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Caden Proctor, Alabama offensive tackle.
I think I like that one too.
He might go in the top 15. Huh?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I think if Carnell Tate is still there for the Browns, they go with Carnell Tate. If Carnell Tate's not there for the Browns go after Caden Proctor. But the thing about I read about Caden Proctor was he gave up a lot of sacks last year. This guy was supposed to be the next coming at left tackle, and he didn't play very well. But they're looking at the upside of him more so than anything else. And again, I think when you look at players for upside, it's not a need for you, it's a want. Because I think that you should be getting guys that you want, not that you need. Now, the Browns need help pretty much on every position on offense. Me personally, I'm taking the wide receiver Carnell Tate, or I'm taking the kid from Arizona. One of those wide receivers I'm getting one of those wide receivers. Simple as that. I'm taking one of those guys. So that's who I kind of think that.
Number 6?
Yeah.
I'll take that too.
I think that's where they need to go. They need to find another wide receiver. I think that Brandon Ayuk might end up going to the Browns as well.
He's going to the Commanders.
No, the Browns have already been talking to him. I think they're just waiting after the draft to make it.
No, man, he's going to the Commanders. He's going to play with Jake Daniels.
I don't know.
They played together in college.
I don't know. I'm telling you what I'm hearing is he's going to the Browns because he wants to be he wants to show 49 that he can be the number 1 threat. Not that he won't be the number 1 threat with Washington, but he would be primary receiver for the Browns. So Curry, do you have anybody you can think of?
He's on my dynasty team.
Who's on your fantasy team?
Brandon Ayuk. Had him all last year, sitting the bench.
Curry, did you come up with somebody yet, or you questionable?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. And Lou said he would go with Caden, like me, Proctor. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Who do you think is going to take Ty Simpson?
So let's look at the draft. Let's look at a mock draft.
And I think that's if you take Ty Simpson in the first round, I think you wasted a first round draft pick. I mean, anybody that says he's better than Mendoza, did you see them play head to head? I know they don't play against each other, but they dogged him out in that game. And who else was that? Games that was other games he got dogged out in too. So I'm not that sold on him.
I think Ty Simpson might end up going to Pittsburgh. I really think that's where he's gonna end up going.
It's a Jets pick. That's what they normally do.
The Jets of Arizona are gonna move back up into the first round.
How many picks do
to take him to get that 5th-year option?
How many picks do Hey, wait a minute before I ask you a question. Mo, who was the kid that you was talking about, wide receiver, that you said could be in the first round, the wide receiver?
Is he Conception?
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, Conception. I couldn't think of his name right now.
Yeah, he's moving up the draft board now.
I don't think,
even though he got hurt.
I don't think the Jets take a quarterback because they're not, the defensive lines. I mean, the offensive line is not ready for a quarterback unless they're gonna sit him down, unless they're gonna sit him and wait for him to develop. Curry, I think Ty Simpson ends up going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh can't afford to not pick a quarterback right now because everybody's tired of them using backup to the backup quarterbacks again. So I think
Pittsburgh ain't tired.
I think Ty Simpson I think Ty Simpson goes to Pittsburgh. The only problem I have with it though is he's 6'1". And that's not really tall for a quarterback. I mean, unless they're gonna use him for like a play option run type of quarterback, which I don't think he's not.
Isn't Bo Nix 6'1"?
I think Bo Nix a little bit taller than that.
Bo Nix is 6'2".
Yeah.
It ain't much. I mean, you can draft Simpson. That looks like what the Raiders is getting ready to do with Mendoza. I don't think they brought Kirk Cousins in there just to be no backup. I'm pretty sure they promised him he's going to start. They probably let him start the first few games and see how it goes. If they're winning pretty good, then they'll stick with him. But if they're starting to lose, they're gonna stick that rookie in there. But if you wanted to draft Ty Simpson, I would draft him as a project more so than I would to bring him in there and throw him straight to the wolves because I just don't think he'd survive.
I think the situation with the Raiders is that the money they gave Kirk Cousins is starter money, right? But if you think about how they went through the free agency and you look at how they're going to draft, they're drafting to protect that quarterback, and that was one of the things that we talked about earlier during the year was should the Raiders give up that draft pick if they're not going to address the elephant in the room, which would be are you going to draft a quarterback? Or are you going to surround him by good offensive linemen that can protect him? And they're going about it the right way. They're going about the right way. I think Kirk Cousins is going to play. I think Fernando, if Kirk Cousins get hurt, which we know that's a possibility, that he'll get his opportunity to play. But hopefully it won't be too soon. I think that if he sits back and watch what goes on, I think you're okay because like Rich was saying, Rich or Mo was saying, they got a good running back, right? They got decent wide receivers, got good tight end. So they got pieces around him that can help him develop his game into a game where he doesn't really have to do a lot. He just has to do enough to manage the game. And I think if the Raiders are looking, to me, the Raiders are looking at that way because we look at free agency, how they went and got linemen to protect him. So they're going about the right way. But I think that's the case. But I think after Fernando, I think Ty Simpson probably be the next quarterback off the board. And I think he goes to Pittsburgh. I think Arizona doesn't. I don't think Arizona has. Well, they do have a pick. They got an edge rusher, right? They got that they're saying. I don't think they go up. I don't think they go after. I don't think Arizona goes after quarterback until later on down the line if they're going to address the elephant in the room, which would be the offensive line. Why draft a quarterback if you don't have your offensive line together to protect that quarterback that you're going to draft? That's going to be
because you get to sit in for a year.
Well, I'm saying, and I'm going to say, the quarterback that you're not protecting right now, and you can sit him for a year, and you can address the offensive line down the line if you're going to bring in key components of the offense that's gonna make it good, make it make sense. Now, Dana, you said you said Jeremiah Love could be the guy left in the green room. Now, in every draft I saw up until now, they had him going to Kansas City. Now, even though Kansas City drafted, they got a free agent and a running back, the dude from Seattle, that kind of pushed them away from getting Jeremiah Love. So looking at the mock draft,
Love going to New York.
The draft I'm looking at right now, they got them picking offensive tackle from Florida. From Miami.
Yeah.
So I don't
see Love going to the New York Giants.
So I don't see where they got. They got your boy Concepcion going to the Panthers, Mo, in this one CBS draft.
I believe it.
Oh,
that'd be a good match beside Ted.
I don't see Jeremiah Love at all on this list.
Mike Tomlin going number 4 for Tennessee.
So I got. Let me see. I'm looking at. See the one I got. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. He got him going number 4 at Tennessee. I didn't look far enough up. So he got him at number 4 going to Tennessee.
They got him going to Tennessee?
Yeah. At number 4.
Wow.
Yeah. So all right. So we talked about that for a little bit. Let's talk about the situation with Puka. Okay. And the money that he's might be able to get. Now,
you mean the Boozer brother?
Yeah, that article I read was that this happened after the playoffs. And
you're not gonna answer that, huh?
And but wait a minute, no,
the Boozer brother.
This is a question I have to ask you guys. Stuff happens 3-4 months ago, and we find out about it now, right? So that's weird because now they can already get ahead of it, and they already have answers to the questions that they're going to ask about. Like Puka's already in rehab, right?
Right.
I don't know if Puka drunk some Kool-Aid out in LA that made him act like this, because at one point he was a humble dude.
Like they talked about Puka being a boozer.
A who? A boozer.
A boozer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Boozer. One of the Boozer brothers.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to figure out where did it come from, because this, it's you don't see it on the football field, which is crazy because alcohol, it does something to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he drinks Monday through Wednesday and stops on Thursday or whatever. I don't know what he does, but whatever it is, whatever the case may be, they're still talking about making him the highest paid wide receiver. So with his issues that he has going on right now, Mo, should he be the highest paid wide receiver, or should they just give him should they throw him a bone for a contract extension and say on your marriage, you could probably make the bonus money, you could probably put you over the. Okay, let's say that old boy in Seattle's making $10, and they say to Puka, we're gonna give you $5, and we're gonna give you it's gonna equal 10, but we're gonna give you 2 guaranteed, but you're gonna start out at 5, but all the incentives in your contract can get you to 11. Do you see some type of contract wording that puts it in play for Puka to achieve that goal? Because do you really want to spend that type of money on a wide receiver that's having issues off the field like that, Mo?
No. The thing that you have to worry about is I would think they would do something like Pittsburgh put in the DK contract. That if he did anything that's against the rules or anything that is seen as bad by the team, they could take away his guaranteed money.
Okay,
I
so
think that's what you could see in there. It could be something like that.
okay, so Curry, let me ask you this question here. So in the CBS draft, they have the Rams who gave up a pick for Kansas City, but at pick 13, they picking Micaiah Lemon, wide receiver. Makai Lemon, wide receiver. And he's at USC, right? USC junior, 5'11", 192. If they would have drafted him, do you think that they will be offering Puka a contract extension or something similar to what Mo said?
I don't know that's a risky move right there to give him a big contract right now because the money's not going to change him. He's going to be the same person regardless of that. And I applaud him for going in that rehab, but hopefully that'll work out for him because, we always say the first step to recovery is to admit you got a problem.
Yes.
So hopefully that solves his problem, but if they draft him, I still don't think I don't think they'll give it to him. If they don't draft that guy, I don't think they'll give it to him. I just don't think you reward a guy for doing things that he's done off the field. Because if you do, you're setting yourself up for failure. Just make him prove himself.
I would have to agree with that. Dana, what's your thoughts on that?
What, on Puka?
Yes.
I believe we're all entitled to have a couple bumps in the road. And it's the off season, so it's probably giving him a chance to get it right. Like you said, I heard he's in rehab. Yeah. So probably around
Dana, he's drinking. He's not doing cocaine. He ain't doing no bumps.
No, I'm saying they still, because he's bad with it. He can't control it.
He didn't get it. He didn't catch it.
Hey, he can't control it.
They don't know what bumps are.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're letting him drink, but they'll probably hold that against him, though.
And I'm gonna say this. I think
they could.
What probably bothers most fans enough is this right here: more money, more problems. Right? Do we say that could be an issue? Because you would think that the more money you have, life will be easier for you, right? But the more money you have, the more problems you have because you got money now. You don't know what to do with it because you never had that money before, And I think that sometimes you need a handler to be around you to keep you right. Yo, nah, we ain't doing that, man. Come on, let's go.
Absolutely.
And there's probably more handlers out now because of social media. With the players we have now that really wants to be on social media about anything and everything, you probably have more handlers than you know, and they just keep themselves isolated from the situation until they see the things going left. And I would not be surprised if the Rams would give him a handler because, like Curry said, they don't know if they want to give him that type of money, and being that he's in the situation he's in. So it says right here, it says, what's next for Puka Nacua and the Rams is anyone's guess, and what a strange jury this young man has had over the last few months. Before the start of 2026 season, Puka had already been through some controversy and has well rolled through 26. Puka has added to the drama and negative press and more questionable decisions making as the Rams and fans wonder if Puka actually will learn from his past actions. As we collide with the NFL draft, Puka Nacua has entered rehab, and there are rumors that the Rams are concerned with trusting him to lead the team off the field. Rams how they choose to move forward with Nacua is both business and personal. For the fans, it's likely more personal. Credit Puka for checking into a rehab, though it's fair for the Rams and the fans to have worries in relation to Nacua going forward. When it comes to self-improvement, rehab, mental health, and some people manage their areas better than others. Rehab can be a great step, but it doesn't promise a fix. Sean McVay wants to believe in Nacua's heart. The fans want to see Nacua excel in the field while staying out of negative headlines. The Rams organization wants to ensure that they will extend Nacua his worth their investment. There are ample moves part of Nacua in the future with the Rams, but by all accounts, everyone wants to see Nacua succeed. And with that conversation, Curry, I think they franchise him. I think they franchise him next year. If things don't go the way they wanted to go, they franchise him. He gets that one paycheck, and they say, okay, let's you got to get it together. You have to get it together. If not, they'll let him walk and get a first round draft pick because they're just not going. They don't want to deal with the nonsense. And the thing about it is though, is like again, like I said, more money, more problems. And if you never had money before, it becomes a problem because you think about stuff that you have never done before, and you do them. Prime example, Lenny Byers never smoked cocaine a day in his life, but he went out and snorted it all up and had a heart attack because he had money. If he wouldn't have had all that money,
but we don't know that he never did that before.
Well, no, the test results said that we don't know for sure, but from what I read is that he never ever touched it before, and he wanted to try it out because he had just signed a contract with the Boston Celtics, and he knew he was about to get paid, and things of that nature happen. But again, I'm just saying, more money makes more problems for certain people, and you got to have certain people around you to keep you grounded, so that you don't make those types of mistakes again. And I think if Puka is surrounded by good people, he doesn't make those mistakes. He doesn't do what he does.
Right.
So that's my only issue with
Yeah,
him.
you know, I hear people that do whether they smoke crack cocaine or whether they snort cocaine or whatever. If they happen to do one of those drugs, once they hit that first high, they never get back to that high again. So they constantly chase that high. I'm not saying that's what Byers did, but you know, that's what the people would do. They would chase that high again. They never get back to that first time that they felt that the way they felt. So they constantly put more and more into their system, and then it becomes an overload. But I don't know that that's what happened to him. But you know, and I'm not speculating that that's what happened, but it could have.
The cocaine was too pure. That's why he died.
Yeah, that could be too. Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
And the thing about it like that, I remember talking to a guy here, and we was out. I was sitting at my water hole, just get my drink on, thinking like I'm thinking, brains frying, thinking, what about this on the show? What about it? And the guy started talking about drugs or whatever. And the guy's like, yeah, he said, my girlfriend does cocaine every day. He said, I can control it. I just do it on the weekends.
What?
I'm like, I'm saying to myself,
really?
I'm saying to myself, you can't control it because you're a controlled substance abuser, but you got still using a substance that's not good for you. But
yeah, it controls you.
But the guy But the guy didn't have no teeth. He talking about talking, saying that's how he was talking. But when he
that's from meth. That was the cocaine.
But when he said that to me, I'm like, yo, this guy is really trying to convince me that it's okay to do cocaine over the weekends. and not doing weekday. I was like, all right, whatever, man.
Cocaine if he didn't have teeth.
I said, whatever, whatever you say, brother. I said, I don't know nothing about it. Never tried it. I said, I smoke air. I said, that's the best thing I smoke. I said, I love air. But anyway, all right. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the Jalen Hurts situation, man. And something else came out. Mo, can you find out? They said Jalen Hurts came out and talked about the situation. I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it. But you guys know what came out in the news about Jalen Hurts not wanting to get under the center, not wanting to do this, not wanting to do that. And the good thing about it for Philadelphia is that most of his guaranteed money is gone. And there's a good possibility after next year they don't bring him back. So hopefully you guys read something on the article or read something about him. So Dana, what's your thoughts on the situation with Jalen Hurts? I personally think it's the organizational fault as much as it's Jalen Hurts' fault because he's had an offensive coordinator every year. He's been a different offensive coordinator since he's been in the NFL, and he has won. He went to the Super Bowl and lost, outplayed the quarterback there, Mahomes. Then went back to another Super Bowl and won, and was the MVP. Now his numbers wasn't that great in the Super Bowl, but he goes down with the MVP. So Dana, what's your thoughts on the situation with Jalen Hurts? Do you think it's all on him, or do you think it's the organization that has not found a good fit for him as an offensive coordinator? What's your thoughts?
I think it's Jalen Hurts. I think it's AJ Brown. I think it's the offensive coordinator and the head coach. I think it's like all four of them.
So
because when you create an offense, when you create a cohesive offensive team, and you really look at it, sometimes the Eagles really look like they didn't have any problems. It's just like they didn't try. It's like, to me, they didn't try hard enough. Because I'm like, how you go to the Super Bowl and then come back playing lackadaisical like that, man? They like they didn't care. It's like they gave up on Hurts. And I don't understand how they say he don't like under the center when he loved the push.
Well, that's what we talked about last. That's what me and Mo talked about last week.
Wait a minute. Does he love the tush push or the push tush?
The push tush. I call it the push tush. So, but it's weird that you say that because we talked. Me and Mo talked about this last week about that's like he gets on the center for that, but he doesn't get on the center for anything else. So, Dan, I'm gonna say this to you. I think that quarterbacks, and we can agree or disagree with this, but I think all quarterbacks should be able to get on the center because at least you got the defense thinking it's run when it can be a pass, and now you're right under the center. Even though the running back is 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage to get 2 yards or 3 yards, it's still the same thing. But you can have a run delay, or you can do play action pass, where you're in the shotgun, you're basically giving up the run, but you can still run the ball with the quarterback, or you can run the ball with the running back. So
haven't you noticed like all offenses now are like in the shotgun?
Yeah.
Run or pass.
Yeah, but I think that but the thing about it is okay, so I'm gonna say this to you. When the Rams play Seattle on that 4th down, right? And they dropped 9 players and rushed 2. Stafford was befuzzled. He didn't know what to do with the ball, right? He had no clue what to do with the ball. But if he's under center, they don't do that because he's under center. He could get the 2 yards himself underneath center. So when you go underneath center, that makes the defense think more about what has to happen. If you're in a shotgun, you're saying 90% of this is going to be a pass. 90% of them going to be a pass. You know what I'm saying? Or delayed run, something of that nature. Right. So again, I think in the Nick Sirianni he's in Jalen Hurts' corner. The owner's in his corner, but everybody else is not in his corner. So again, I'm
He
saying.
play with a lot of crybabies.
So Curry, what's your thoughts on Jalen Hurts situation in Philly?
Well, I'm not going to buy into the fact that he's had different offensive coordinators because that should not matter. Because if you look at, he's been if you say he's had a different offensive coordinator every year, that means he's been to 2 Super Bowls with 2 different offensive coordinators and he's won one. So I don't think that's a problem. Look at the guy up in New England, the quarterback in New England. He has a brand new offensive coordinator. He didn't have the same one he had the year before that. He ended up with Josh McDaniels this year, so he went to the Super Bowl. Look at the quarterback for the Seahawks. He had a different offensive coordinator. He won the Super Bowl. So I'm not going to give that as an excuse for Jalen Hurts because he's had all these different offensive coordinators because that's what quarterbacks do. If you got a good coordinator, a good chance somebody's gonna pick him up and make him a head coach anyway. So yeah, that just goes with the territory to be a new to be a quarterback. You're gonna have different coordinators, is what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think Jalen Hurts is one of those guys that's the easiest to get along with. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but I just think that based on what you hear about him, I just don't think he's one of those guys that's easy to get along with. Not blaming him, but I'm definitely not going to blame the offensive coordinators, and I'm not going to blame the organization.
And I'm gonna say this. To me, I blame the organization because I think out of so I'm looking at it. It says Jalen Hurts' timeline of 11 offensive coordinators in 11 years, from Lane Kiffin at Alabama to Sean Mannion at the Eagles. So this guy had 2016, Lane Kiffin was offensive coordinator. 2016, Steve Sarkisian was his coordinator. Brian Daboll, 2017. Mike Locksley, 2018. Lincoln Riley, 2019. Doug Peterson, 2020. Sean Stanton, who's a coach for he's a coach for the coach right now, right? 2021 to 2022. Brian Johnson, 2023. Kellen Moore, 2024. Kevin Petula, 2025. Now Sean Mannion, 2026. So something, and I get out of all them guys.
I'll pause you right there for 1 second.
Go ahead.
With what you just said, you mentioned all those guys. Were those guys fired or did they move on to better positions? Because that's what I was saying. If you got a good offensive coordinator, somebody else is going to want him.
The only one
he's going to move on to better. So how many of those guys got fired?
Only two that became, well, Kellen Moore left and became the head coach for the Saints. Shane Stanton became the head coach for the Colts. Everybody else, Doug Peterson, I don't know.
Sarkisian went to head coach for Sarkisian went to Texas.
I don't know where Doug Peterson is right now. Lincoln Riley is a head coach somewhere, but this is when he was in college. Brian Daboll was a head coach somewhere. And Lane Kiffin is the head coach in wherever he's at right now. So LSU. So he's had different coordinators through college and through the pros. But what I'm saying, and I agree with you. I think a lot of it has to do with his mentality to get along. Because again, they're saying that he changed the plays. He doesn't want to go on in the center, things of that nature. So I think that Jalen Hurts he have to get uncomfortable to be uncomfortable, to get back to comfortability. Because when you're running this, and in the article it says he ran the same place twice against Washington, where the first time he threw it to the tight end and he was covered, and he threw it to him again. He called the same exact play. So this is probably some of the frustration that AJ Brown was going through with Jalen Hurts. And in the article, it says that Jalen Hurts and him were the best of friends, and now they don't even speak to each other, right? And this is my thing. I'm like, you don't have to be my friend to be my teammate. We don't have to get along. We don't.
It's like that happened in Philly before.
Huh?
McNabb to T.O.
Right. But the thing about it is we're here to do a job. If we become friends, that's fine. If not, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, you gotta feed your family. I gotta feed my family, right? So my whole thing is this right here. You still gotta work together. Is AJ Brown probably gonna end up traded sometime this year? Probably so. Um, nobody knows where he's going. But he's probably gonna end up going somewhere.
Miami.
But the thing about it is that
Miami.
Jalen Hurts still is not. It's not a guarantee that he stays here either. Because, but then again, you have the backing of your head coach and you have the backing of your owner. So they're saying so. And there's plays that Jalen Hurts has checked off, and the head coach was like, okay, cool, no problem, and it didn't work. And this is where you had to complain the early part of the season with AJ Brown about the plays not working. But he never once threw Jalen. He never once threw Jalen Brown, Jalen Hurts underneath the bus. He just said our offense is just too vanilla, right? So to me, I blame Jalen Hurts and I blame the organization because if you allow him to do these things and become a prima donna, and that's what you get when you allow him to do stuff like that. So I think with Sean Mannion there, he just gonna have to check Jalen and say, "Yo, if I call the play, run the play. Don't change the play unless defense does this or defense does that." And you got and guys, also remember at the beginning of the season he was complaining about. Now I have to learn how to. I needed to learn how to call the plays for my offensive line because he lost his center. And the center didn't actually start doing the plays until like the eighth game. I mean, making the check downs until about the eighth or ninth game. So he had to learn how to call the plays because they had a rookie center that really didn't understand it. So there was a lot of pressure put on him again. But again, if you're gonna be the man, be the man. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of it has to do with the organization. I think a lot of it has to do with Jalen Hurts. I think he probably will move on to another team that may appreciate him more than what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing. But if it's up to Lurie, he probably end up staying.
Here's why I don't.
Go ahead.
Here's why I don't fault the organization, because the organization obviously is not sucking up to him. They're already kind of hinting around that they're probably not going to re-sign him. So they're not. It's not like they're sucking up to him or whatever. They're just saying, hey, But they're in a position where they can't just cut him right now. They're not going to just cut him. They're probably doing their due diligence by just letting it play out for now. I don't think that they're in a situation where they're just giving him any special privileges or letting him just run them up, so to speak.
But not now. They're not doing it now. But I think they did last season. I think the last couple of seasons he was allowed to do whatever he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? From the article, they was like, yo, he was a prima donna, and it kind of went to his head. So.
Well, if they did it last year, but they're not doing it now, that says that they're not catering to him.
Well, he's gonna have to deal with Sean Mannion, because Sean Mannion he was offensive coordinator. I mean, he's a quarterback coach at the Rams, and the Rams. Matt Stafford gets underneath center. He gets underneath center. He does shotgun. He does all that. So he's gonna have to he's gonna have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable again with the offense. And I think that's why they're saying they're probably like, if you come, we would like for you to come back, right? Because that means you would know the offense for at least a year. But if you don't come back, we gotta cover our bases to bring somebody in that does, But again, I don't see him not being. Go ahead.
Philadelphia is not bashful about getting rid of players.
No,
I mean, they got rid of Donovan McNabb, Deshaun Jackson, Shady McCoy, T.O. So if they don't feel that you fit in their program or what they're trying to do, then they don't mind moving off of you. So I don't think that I'm not blaming the organization. I just think that they're going to just do their due diligence and they can't just like I say can't just upcut him, because they don't have they may let that payout play out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I agree with you because look at Doug Peterson. He was a Super Bowl and they get rid of him the year after he won a Super Bowl. Next year he don't do well, they got rid of him.
Yeah.
So Philadelphia
And then the new coach, they probably gonna get rid of him.
And the coach they got now, and if you look at the predictions, they're predicting that the Cowboys win the division this year. That's what they're predicting. They're saying the Cowboys should win the division.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'd like to believe that.
The Cowboys the Cowboys. Only thing the Cowboys gotta do is address that defense, and they should be all right. Offensively, they can match it with anybody. To be honest with you, offensively, it's the defense that
they got 2 first-round draft picks.
The defense is the one that has to come up and step up and play.
Miami does too. Yeah, but Miami got a lot more holes than Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a lot of holes to fill. They're making me mad trying to get rid of Achane. I don't like this new coach of this organization. I hope they get fired the first year.
Yo, so they were trying to get rid of Achane? I didn't hear that. I didn't hear nothing about that one.
Yes. They're trying to trade him to Denver.
They're not really trying to get rid of him, but if you come in, it's kind of like if I got this car, I don't drive it, but I don't really want to sell it, but you come by and make me a good offer.
If the price is right,
it go to Keys.
If the price is right, okay.
They get rid of Achane. I'm taking a year off from Dolphin fan base.
I'm going to Atlanta with two.
Oh Lord.
No. I'm just staying neutral. I come on the show every Monday and just give my analysis of what I thought was of the games of the week. He ain't a Lakers fan no more. He ain't a Dolphins fan no more. I'm a Lakers fan. Soon he ain't gonna be a Braves fan no more. He gonna be a Braves. The Braves piss me off sometimes.
Yeah,
they play like the Dodgers. They be done with the Braves behind.
Lord have mercy. Okay. All right.
He ain't a hater no more. He just hates the world.
So let me ask you guys a question. Yeah. In the draft, in the mock draft, who do you see maybe giving up that draft pick in the top 10? What team could you see moving out of the top 10? So in the top 10, you have the Raiders, the Jets, the Cardinals, Tennessee, the Giants, the Browns, Washington, the Saints, Kansas City at number 9, and the Bengals at number 10. Who do you see?
The Browns have already said they don't know if they're going to be number 6.
Who?
Yeah, the Browns.
You think the Browns would the team that would move out of the top 6? I mean, out of the top 10?
They said they don't even know if they could be picking at 6. I think they always give up. Yeah, I got bad news for you, Kev.
What's that?
They're trying to give Deshaun Watson back the starting quarterback job for the Browns.
That's the owner talking. And I'm gonna say this right now. Cleveland Browns is dysfunctional right now. And they have an owner that got his hands in too much because he owns a hockey team, I think, or basketball. Denver Nuggets, I think he owns part of the Denver Nuggets too. He got his hands in too many things. And
I think the Nuggets in Avalanche.
If Barry's not the GM for you, then get a GM that's gonna sit there and say, "Yo, let me make the moves. You just pay you just sign the checks and let me do what I do." You know what I'm saying? It's simple as that. Because I read the article where they're saying that Deshaun Watson has an opportunity to become the starting quarterback again for the Cleveland Browns. They got Gabriel there, and they got they got Sanders there, right? So, in all actuality, looking at if they're going to address the offensive line, I would say more so if they're going with an offensive tackle at number 6, I think Shador is a quarterback to start. If they go for a wide receiver, then they're saying they're leaning towards Deshaun Watson. Gabriel probably going to end up getting traded somewhere. I don't know. He did good in college, but he's not that great in the pros. Everybody ain't meant to play in the pros. So, um, like I said, like I believe Cleveland. I believe Cleveland is a team in the top 10 that would give that draft pick away, um, for something formidable in the near future. Because the thing about it is, if they were to do it, I don't think they have any confidence in the quarterback. Even though they say in the quarterback class next year, the quarterback class and I think the wide receiver class or I think running back class, I think it's supposed to be deep next year in the draft. I'm not securing none of the quarterbacks that's coming out next year. I don't have no faith in none of those quarterbacks. I'll be honest with you. I don't unless somebody comes out and just shocks me, then so be it. But Fernando is probably the dude this year. He's the dude. You know what I'm saying? So I think so Dana, who do you think could be the team that drops out of the top 10 that give that draft pick to somebody else? You said the Browns. You think it's the Browns?
Jets.
The Jets.
I think the Jets. Why?
At number 2, anybody agree with the Jets?
I heard the Jets.
Oh yeah, the Jets.
So
I heard the Jets, but they had the Raiders getting Mendoza. They had the Jets getting Ty Simpson, but they don't. I think they don't want him. They're trying to get the quarterback next year.
So Lou and Dana said
that's when Ayton comes out.
Said the Jets. Mo, who you think could drop out of the top 10?
Browns. They already said it.
Curry, who you got?
I can see the Giants maybe moving out of it. And Mel Kiper's got them picking a running back. And I don't know what the condition is on Scatterboo right now, but I can see them moving out of it. I can see the Cowboys trying to slip in there and get that, get them an edge rusher. So they got some work. They got some wiggle room with those 2 first-round draft picks.
They do. I'm gonna go with the Browns too because they've done it in the past. They got more draft picks because they need a little bit of everything on offense. Defensively, they're okay. They just need to solidify the defense. I think offensively they need to really. There's some things they need to address. So I'm gonna go with the Browns with Mo. I think could be that team to move out of the top 10 and draft. So there was an article about the NFL combines, how they might change this up next year. They're talking about going from a 40-yard dash to a 60-yard dash, and some other things they're talking about changing as well. Like they want to get rid of the vertical jump because it don't really. I don't know. They're saying it doesn't really. It's not that it doesn't really show the ability of the players with just the vertical jump and the broad jump. They're saying they may get rid of those things and be more on a skill basis because they're saying that the players are preparing for the combines better than they ever been. And if you think about it, a lot of players are saying, yo, I gotta get that 40 time down, I gotta get that 40 time down, I gotta get that 40 time down, I gotta get that 40 time down. You know what I'm saying? And once you get that 40, when you got tight ends running 4.4s, 4.5s, that's saying something. You know what I'm saying? That's saying you got running backs and wide receivers and some linebackers running a 4.3 or 4.2. That's saying something. So do you guys think they need to change anything in the combines, or do you think they should keep it like it is, Mo?
Keep it like it is. You keep it like it is, man. It's been like that forever. Why you gonna change it? It ain't broke. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Okay, but there are things that's not broken. They're fixing it, and it's kind of working on everything else.
There's nothing wrong with the combine.
Okay. I'm just saying. To me personally, I think pro days are more important than the combines because you could run your 40 at your pro days. You could do all that at your pro days. You don't have to go to the combines and do it. You know what I'm saying? And
not even close.
Say what?
The combine is so much more impactful than the pro day. Because first of all, I get to get your physical there. I get to put my hands on you there. Pro day, I already done all that, so I got to worry about all that. I get to talk to you. Yes. I get time with you. I get to set up time with like 16 guys while I'm at the combine. Combine is so much better for the teams because you got all the players there.
And I
agree.
And I don't disagree with that, but I'm just saying
combine should have pads. But without pads, that don't mean nothing.
And Dana has a point. Nothing. Dana has a point there. Why not run your 40 with your pants and your pads on? And you don't really have to run. You really don't have to run.
But why?
Because you're gonna be playing.
Then you ain't running no 40 then. Because you ain't running 40 yards with your pads on.
You can.
I get if you're doing the wide receivers and the quarterback.
You can.
Offensive lineman ain't running. Defensive lineman ain't running.
You can.
Well, maybe you could do like defensive backs, linebackers.
Quarterback ain't running.
But you can do that because that's.
But you run RPO.
That's the determining factor, because you're gonna wear those when you're playing. So that's a good idea, Dana. Right. They put the helmets on, the pads, and the pants. Why not? Let's see what let's see what it looks like with pads.
That's nothing. That's nothing in street clothes. It's shit.
Yeah, you got a point. Dana got a great. He don't come up with too many great points, but he came up with a great point just now.
Ronaldo Nehemiah.
He came up with some great points right there.
Brown.
Willie Goat. He could run, but he couldn't catch.
He couldn't catch.
Okay. All right. Next up, NBA. Hot seat, guys. Hot seat. Let's talk about the Lakers first. So, Dana, you're a Laker fan. You see what's going on with the Lakers. Hamstring, abdominal.
Don't worry about the Lakers. We're gonna be all right.
Define all right.
We'll make it to the second round. Yeah. We'll make it to the second round.
Dana, stop it. So let me. Okay. So let's talk about this for a second. We got time. So, I'm not LeBron. I'm not a LeBron fan at all on the basketball court. Off the court, I think I think he is the greatest thing since sliced bread off the court. But on the court, he manipulates. He changes things around. But I'm gonna say this: if he can, if the Lakers can win 2 games against the Houston Rockets in the playoffs, then I can say that he is definitely one of the greatest players to play because he had the help that he has. He don't have it no more. So let's see how well he does because this has never happened to him before, where he's lost 2 guys that average 2 together could average 60 points a game. So who steps up for him? Does he step up for him? And does what he do? So say it again, Dana.
I said he has been balling since they have been hurt.
But they haven't really been playing nobody, Dana.
I mean, they all NBA players.
Okay, if you say so. But I'm not.
They all NBA players. Everybody ain't from London.
And I'm not taking nothing away from it at all. Because at 41 years old, for him to do what he does is incredible. That means he takes good care of his body. And if you notice though, LeBron has never had a hamstring pull or anything like that. No injury like that. You know what I'm saying? He might have had a strain or something like that.
Wait a minute. He has had so many times he got hit in the face that looked like it was a train wreck.
Huh? I'm talking about him having a hamstring pull. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about him flopping all the time.
Oh well, I ain't worried about that. But I'm just saying that this goes to show you how well he takes care of his body. But this goes to show you how well Luka don't take care of his body, because how do you get a hamstring pull this late in the season? That means you're not doing the necessary stretching or things you're supposed to be doing during the season.
Luka, the realest basketball player I've ever seen.
Would you say, Mo?
Luka, the realest basketball player I've ever seen. He pulled the hamstring and he said, "Here, y'all can have that ball."
But you see what I'm saying though, to pull a hamstring this late in the season, that tells you that he wasn't doing the necessary training that he had to do, because
Dallas traded him for these reasons. Right.
They traded him because they didn't want to give him that money. That's what it was.
Oh, don't worry about it, man. He loves C. He loves C. He loves that girl. He'll be all right.
But I'm just saying, if the Lakers can take Mo, if Lakers win 1 or 2 games against Houston, you gotta give LeBron some props. You gotta give him some props, man. You gotta get the man. You gotta get a man. Yeah, See, this is the I'm not. See, this is the difference between me and you.
Kevin, you a realist. Mo a hater. I just don't like LeBron.
I don't like him either, but I'm just saying.
That's why you won't never have a real quarterback in Pittsburgh. They went from football to basketball. Hey, last time you had a real quarterback in Miami? You're spreading the hate around, so I'm giving it back to you. Where's your last quarterback in Miami?
But my thing is though.
Right. Hey, that's all right. Stay tuned.
But this will be part of this will be a part of LeBron's legacy. That if he can win 2 games in this series, because are they in the play-in, Dana? Let me see if they're playing.
No, they're in the playoffs. They don't have to do the play-in. Right. Number 4 or 5.
Oh yeah. Okay. So if they can win 1 or 2 games against Houston, then that says a lot about LeBron James. That says a lot about Riddick, because where do you get that 60 points from that they're missing to win a game against Houston? And I think to me that's a good matchup, because Houston ain't playing the best basketball either. And I think that Houston's in the winner now mode, which they thought getting Kevin Durant was going to take them over the top. But losing my man,
they lost their point guard.
But losing, and I grant you, losing the point guard does affect you, but you have adjusted to it to this point, so you can't use the point guard no more, because they've already adjusted to it. It's not a last minute injury.
Then you can't. Then they lost Luka. They lost what's it called?
It's different.
Reeves as well.
It's different.
They can't they can't get credit for that either.
No. I disagree with that. I have to disagree with that, Mo. Because you lose 30 points, you lose 60 points.
Playoffs, man. Nobody's healthy. Especially not LeBron. LeBron he wrecked his ankle 6 times in the last 5 minutes.
I'm gonna say, Dana, I'm gonna say this because Mo ain't listening right now.
Go ahead.
If Lakers can win 1 or 2 games against Houston, that makes Houston look bad. That makes Houston look bad. Number one, and I think Udoka's is on the hot seat because of where they ended up this season. For the simple fact that they had an opportunity to trade to get a point guard if they wanted one.
Without their point guard.
Mo, listen to what I'm saying. They had an opportunity to trade to get another point guard. They didn't do it, right? They had the opportunity. They could have went.
Paid him like $25 million for the next 3 years.
Okay, but so you're not going to trade for another point guard because you're paying him and he's not going to play? You find a solution to the problem, and you get a point guard. Schrader was out there. I'm not saying Schrader's the answer.
Schrader?
I'm not saying he's.
Did they trade Schrader?
No, they never had him. But I'm just saying, you got Schrader out there. They could have traded for Jrue Holiday if they wanted to.
Man, how they gonna trade for Jrue Holiday, man? How they gonna trade $43 million for Jrue Holiday?
I'm just saying they could have figured out a way to make it work for them. But they can't use not having a point guard no excuse right now, because it happened at the beginning of the season. So they prepared themselves to play without him. Where the Lakers have lost 2 players within the last week and a half, preparing for the playoffs. So when you lose 60 points, that 60 points got to come from somewhere, or you got to play great defense. And again, I think that's going to be a good matchup. LeBron against KD, you know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be a good matchup. But again, if Lakers win one game, or if let's say the Lakers are in the games, let's say they get swept, but they're in every game. Yeah. You got to give LeBron some credit because he doesn't have 60 points that he got to play with.
You don't. If they don't win a game, you ain't got to give nothing except for an L. You can be like, hold this L.
No, I got to disagree with you on that. I have to disagree with you because I think that and I'll be honest with you, I don't think LeBron leaves LA next year because of what happened to Luka and what's his name, Dana? What's the help me out?
Austin Reeves.
I don't think he leaves there. I don't think he leaves there because of that, right? Because he felt like they had some unfinished business. The Lakers was believing in themselves that they could get to the Western Conference Finals. They believe that much. They was believing that. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm LeBron, I'm telling Luka, look, man, get your fat behind in shape next year. Do your stretches, do whatever you gotta do for the 65 games you gotta play, and we're cool. And let's make another run at this. You know.
You gotta be cool with that. That didn't work out too good with Shaq and Kobe.
No, it didn't. But I'm just saying, LeBron's like, yo, this is it for me, man. This is my last hurrah. I just can't do this no more. Because him going to Cleveland takes away from the other players that's gonna be on our team, because does he become the third option? Does he become the second option? What option does LeBron James become if he goes back to Cleveland? Because somebody's not gonna be playing because of him.
He's gonna be the LeBron option.
And what option is that?
Man, I'm sorry. I'm tired of NBA, but LeBron, man, he need to go.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm saying in your opinion, though, what option does he become in Cleveland? And does he make Cleveland the favorite? So does he make Cleveland the favorite next year if he goes to Cleveland to go to the NBA Finals?
No.
At 42 years old.
No, because they still got 2 players that ain't gonna play defense. Actually 3.
But see, that's my whole point. That's why I think that he stays in LA, because he's more comfortable with what's going on out in LA, and they can make some adjustments. And actually, LA gonna have some cap room this year coming up, so they can bring in some free agents, some nice free agents. But again, Dana, I'm gonna say this though. I think if Houston don't blow them out, then there's promise for the Lakers in the future.
They won't. The Lakers gonna win that series. Yeah.
They're not now. Dana, see now, Dana, you're not being realistic about this. You're not gonna win the series.
I'm being realistic.
Dana,
they dominated them this year.
Dana, you're missing 60 points. Where you gonna get those 60 points from?
Oh, they'll be back by playoff time.
No, they won't.
They said he'll be back Friday.
No. Neither one of them will be back. Neither one of them will be back.
What I heard.
Neither one of them will be back, Dana. I don't know who you listen to.
They're in trouble.
I don't know. Yeah, they're in trouble. Yeah. So, but again,
I'm being honest. I thought they said he was coming back. I was listening to First Take or something. They said he'll be back.
No, they say he's supposed to be back, but he's not going to be back 100%. With the hamstring thing, that's some serious stuff. And even if he comes back and he has a wrap, that's something serious. It's just an issue that's going on with Luka. And again, a hamstring pull at the end. Like, remember last year when Zion Williams pulled a hamstring? Because he exerted himself because he don't do the necessary.
Talk about the Whopper King.
Yeah, he doesn't do he don't do everything doesn't do everything he's supposed to do to make himself prepared to play in a playoff game, and that's why he had the problem he had, right? And he's another one stealing money from the team. So that's the situation with the Lakers. Let's talk about the Bucks. So Doc Rivers gets fired. They talking about Darvin Ham may take over as the next head coach, but they have a list of other guys that should be the coach. Mo, do you think that? And the thing about the Bucks can't get the #1 draft pick, but they got two first round draft picks. They got theirs and they got the Pelicans draft pick. I don't know how they got the Pelicans draft pick. I have no idea. I don't know that through a trade or through whatever, but they got the Pelicans draft pick. So, do you see a scenario? I think, me personally, my personal opinion, I don't think Giannis goes anywhere. I just think he wants them to make a conscious effort to be better, right? And they haven't did that as of right now. The worst thing they could have ever done was they got rid of Jrue Holiday. That was a downfall from the whole thing. Getting this, say what?
Isn't it lovely? It's so lovely that they got rid of Jrue.
And then bringing in the kid from the Pacers to replace Lopez didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
That hurt them. So I think if they make a conscious effort to make that team better, Giannis doesn't go anywhere. Because if Giannis leaves,
Giannis is ready to go after they told him to sit and be quiet.
But you know what though? I think that I don't know. I really don't know, because the team he goes to has to give him a lot, right? And I'm not talking about just draft picks. I'm talking about players as well.
New York.
So if you're the Knicks, you're giving up about 4 players and some draft picks.
3. They're giving up Towns. They're giving up probably what's the dude? Not OG, the other dude. Bridges. They're giving up
OG Anunoby.
They're not giving up OG. I'm saying they're giving up Bridges. They're giving up Towns. And that's probably it. I think those 2 with money will probably make the difference.
So Mo's not he's not in the room no more, but he said, Dana, to give up Karl-Anthony Towns, Bridges, and who else was it?
That's it. I think that's all they gotta do.
That's only 2 players.
Yeah, I'm saying they only got 2 players.
But the thing for Giannis, but the thing about it is, Mo, is that Milwaukee's gonna want more.
They can have picks. They ain't gonna get more players. Nobody's gonna make a better deal than that.
And he did make a comment about the Celtics, but if the Celtics were to get him, they would have to give up Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum.
And that ain't happening.
And that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So we're looking at New York, Dana, and we're looking at Milwaukee. So Giannis is making $54 million right now.
Karl Towns makes just as much as Giannis.
And you use Karl-Anthony Towns. That's perfect trade. But Milwaukee ain't doing that. They want more. They want more than that. They want to get more than Karl-Anthony Towns, right? So you say you took Mikal Bridges, and I'm gonna throw in Josh Hart, and I'm giving New York Giannis, Bobby Portis maybe.
Bobby Portis, I thought he was a free agent, but I guess not. He got 3 more years.
No, he got 3 years. And maybe
just tied up the game.
Kyle Kuzma. that trade works, right? So Milwaukee gets Townsend, Bridge, and Josh Hart. New York gets Giannis, Kuzma, and Bobby Portis, right? So you get Giannis, you get Kuzma, who's a scorer, you get Bobby Portis, who plays some type of defense, right? But then you're gonna add some draft picks into that. But I honestly believe that in order for Giannis to leave Milwaukee, there has to be a third team in there, because even though the money works for them, that puts Milwaukee in $24 million over the cap. And do you want to make that? If you do that trade, is Milwaukee going to be favored to go to the Eastern Conference Finals? No, but New York probably would be, right? New York probably will be. So New York wouldn't have a problem with the South. There'll be a negative 52 million in the cap with those three players. Over the tax line, $19 million. So that right there within itself, if the owners want to pay that type of money to be over the tax and have an opportunity to win a championship, I think it's worth it, because they'll get an opportunity to win a championship. But later on down the line, where you have, because you got Kyle Kuzma with 2 years, you got Portis with 3, and you probably get rid of one of those guys if you get to the NBA Finals, right? So, but again, I think with Milwaukee wants some trade picks as well, and New York does have some trade picks that they can give up. So it kind of makes sense for New York to be the front runner, but then you got Golden State there that's looking at Giannis as well. And let's look at Golden State real quick and see what Golden State can give, what Golden State would give up to get Giannis, to maybe move on to Giannis. So you got Giannis at 54 million, and you give up Jimmy Butler. That's a perfect trade, right? But Jimmy Butler doesn't make them any better, right? So you're looking at adjusting the trade. So you throw Porzingis in there because he's the one he's done after this year. You throw Green in there, and maybe everybody else you can't throw in, really, for real. You can't. You don't want to get rid of Moses Moody, because he's the guy. Podzakovic, you could throw him in there, and just say
better than Moody.
Kuzma, and you throw in one of Giannis's brothers, maybe, and maybe you make that trade work. and maybe make that trade work. Maybe, you know what I'm saying. But again, in my heart, I'm telling you, I think he just wants them to make a conscious effort to be better, to be a good team. I think that's what he's looking for, right? And again, Giannis really don't want to leave Milwaukee, but he has something to do with Adrian Griffin getting fired. They're 30-18. He gets fired. That made no sense to me, right? So, and then Doc Rivers steps down, right? Who should have never been the coach in the first place of that team. So so Dana and Lou and Curry, I'm thinking that there could be a possibility of three to four teams in this Giannis situation if Giannis does leave. Everything we're hearing is he wants to go, but I think he's making this noise because he wants Milwaukee to do the necessary things to make that team irrelevant again. And there's nothing wrong with that. But then at the same token, Giannis can't stay healthy himself. So at face value, you can go back and say, well, man, we're going to give you these players and we're going to give you a draft pick for 2030 and 32. That's what you're going to get because we don't know if you're going to be able to stay healthy. And that's another. See, that's one of the factors that they're not even talking about when it comes to Giannis. They're not talking about his health at all. They're just talking about surrounded by players. And the thing about it is, guys, we all know this. When you surround yourself by great players, your game becomes better because you have to do less. you have to do less. You know what you have to do, and it's not that hard doing it. And prime example is you look at the Celtics when they got Porzingis and they got Drew Holiday. That made it so much easier for Brown and Tatum to do what they need to do on the floor because they spread the floor open. Everybody could shoot the three, which made them be able to penetrate, dish off, shoot the three, hit the three, and they won games by that. So that's the whole thing is that I think Giannis needs to start thinking about is where can I go to make the game easier for me, but I can still win. So again, I'm just thinking New York and Golden State are probably the front runners of getting him, but the package has to be something that Milwaukee wants. And it got to be some players, got to be some draft picks, because if Milwaukee's thinking to themselves, okay, we're gonna get rid of him, we're gonna rebuild. But let's say they get the 3 and the 7th in the draft pick. Okay, so you package those two up with Giannis and send him somewhere else. And then you say, okay, I'm not really concerned about this health because I'm giving you some players, but I want the draft picks if possible. You know what I'm saying? Because Milwaukee, if there's not a guaranteed player out there that can make Milwaukee better next year or within the next 2 years, then Milwaukee needed to go ahead and just not tank, but play to be in the lottery again, which they kind of did this year. Did they do Giannis wrong by not playing him? He probably did, because if this is going to be the last year he's going to be in Milwaukee, he never played with both his brothers on the floor at the same time. And I think if he's capable of playing, Milwaukee should have did that. They should have allowed him to play with his brothers. But they're keeping everything close to the chest, because in the event that they do trade him, they know that he's healthy now. You know what I'm saying? And he don't look bad from. He doesn't look rusty because they haven't seen him play. So again, I think the whole thing with Giannis is going to be, let's wait and see what happens with that. But I think New York and Golden State are the two teams that are maybe front runners. But I think there might be a sleeper team like the Chicago Bulls that if they can pull off a trade to get Anthony Davis and Giannis, that's a possibility. Oh shucks. Okay, so let's look at the NBA playoff picture. Most disappointing team for the season for you? In the East.
In the East?
In the East, yes. In the East.
Definitely gotta be Milwaukee. They talked about because they got Miles Turner, they thought they had a chance.
So Dana, he said he thinks this Milwaukee was the most disappointing team in the East.
No.
Dana, who you guys the most?
I agree.
You say Milwaukee. I mean, you say.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
So I agree with Milwaukee too, because they gave away a lot too.
Okay. Lou, who you think is the most disappointing team?
I would have to say the Bucks. After what happened also with the firing of the coach, this team was really taking a nosedive recently. So I'm going to have to go with the Bucks, or as I call them, the Yucks.
Okay. For me, I gotta say the Orlando Magic. Their coaches on the hot seat right now. They're 45-37. They've been playing some terrible basketball. They've been on a roller coaster ride all season long. What's his name? Balcaro? Is that his name?
Banchero.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys watched the game. I know you probably didn't watch the Celtics in Orlando play yesterday, right?
Great game.
Boston played the white version of the Celtics back in the 80s. The only
they played the D League team.
Derek Harper and Harper Jr.
Yeah,
And what's the other guy's name?
Luka Garza and Baylor Sherman with what you call it?
What's the two black guys? The two black guys' name?
Tanjay.
Yeah, Tanjay and Williams. Oh, they had four. Martin Williams. They had 4 black guys on the team. But at one point in time, they had 4 white guys on the court, right? And they beat Orlando Magic yesterday with their starting team. And you got guys, you got guys you brought up from the D League to play in a game that was meaningful for Orlando, and they end up losing the game. That's why I think their coach is on the hot seat. But then again, I don't think Banchero is that dude, right? He's not that dude that can carry that team, because when Boston went down, they said, oh, it's time for the Magics to step up. It's time for Detroit to step up and be the teams that's supposed to win. They picked the Celtics to win 40 games, and here they won 58, 56 games, right? So to me, Orlando Magic is the most disappointing team in the East. Dana, what is the most surprising team in the East for you?
Charlotte Hornets.
Okay. All right. He said the Charlotte Hornets. What's your thoughts, Mo?
Oh, Atlanta Hawks, no doubt. I did not see
you think Atlanta Hawks? He said Atlanta Hawks. Lou, what you thinking?
I'm thinking Hornets, especially with their rookie player, Boy.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I think the Charlotte Hornets went from purgatory to a playoff team. Atlanta, I get why Mo said Atlanta, because they got rid of some good players on that team, but they're still winning. So I give Quinn Snyder a lot of credit for doing a heck of a job for them to be the 6th seed. But I gotta give it to Orlando. I gotta give it to the Charlotte Hornets, which at the end of the show we're gonna talk about this MVP race, me and Curry. Out west, who is the most disappointing team for you, Lou, in the West?
In the West right now. All right, let me see that. I mean, of course, we have the obvious teams that are doing well. But I would have to say in the West right now that the most disappointing team right now is the Cubs.
The who?
Oh, you mean the West? I'm sorry. You want the American League or the National League West?
No, in basketball, the West.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I know it's kind of obvious, but I had to say Sacramento because, just a little while ago they were doing well, and now they're like back down the tank again.
Okay.
So I had to say Sacramento.
All right, Mo, what you got?
I gotta go to Grizzlies. With everything that came up about Ja, they should have traded him last year. Then they traded Jaren Jackson.
Okay.
This year.
So he said the Grizzlies. Dana, who you got? Dana, who you have? Dana, you out there?
Hello?
Dana, yeah.
Yeah, you hear me?
No, I didn't hear you. I can hear you now.
Was you saying in the West?
Yeah, who's the most disappointing team in the West?
I'm gonna say Minnesota.
Okay. He said Minnesota. For me,
or Golden State.
For me, I gotta say, I was gonna say Minnesota too. Because I think their coach is on the hot seat. They have to win. They have to get to a conference finals in order for him to stay, I think. They're the most disappointing team for me. Is Minnesota. The Grizzlies, So there's rumors that John Morant's requesting a trade. Did you hear about that, Mo?
It don't matter. Nobody wants him.
Oh, somebody wants him.
Milwaukee did.
It depends. It depends
They
on.
want to
It
give up the
depends
player.
on. It depends on what they got to give up to get him. So that just came out. The Grizzlies. The Grizzlies basically tanked when they got rid of Jackson. He goes to Utah, and Utah, he's out there winning games. In the fourth quarter, they sit him down, they lose. They're like, "Yo, you're not here to win. We're here to tank right now." So they're 22 wins and 60 losses, which is crazy. I can't believe you got all these teams that got 60 losses. Brooklyn got 60 losses. Pacers got 60 losses. Wizards got over 60 losses. It just bad basketball, man. It's really bad. So okay. So the most surprising team for me, I have to say the Lakers. Because at some point in time, they started playing some defense. For them to be the fourth seed at 53 and 29, I gotta give them credit. For being they're the most surprising team to me. In the West. Mo, who you got most surprising team?
San Antonio, man. They went from nothing to they got all these young guys, and the young guys carried the team. It wasn't the point guard that came over from Sacramento. It was Wemby. It was Castle. It was Vassell. Those guys are carrying this team. That's the team that Oklahoma Thunder is scared of. They hope they don't play the Spurs. The Spurs handed it to them in the regular season.
And I agree with you. Mo said the San Antonio Spurs. Lou, who do you have the most surprising team in the West?
I gotta agree with that. I gotta go with the Spurs. I mean, especially if I wouldn't be honest, come in the last few years. I mean, in this first year, I mean, all the ratings, he was horrible. I look up now, and now he's taking the Spurs right near the top, and I think they can challenge the Thunder in the playoffs.
Okay, and I think they can. I think they can challenge them too. But I think with the experience of what Oklahoma has, I think they beat the Spurs. Spurs is just, I think Spurs may be one or two players away from being that great of a team. Dana, who's your most surprising team in the West?
Portland Trail Blazers.
42 and 40. Okay, Portland Trail Blazers. 27 and 24 and 17 at home, 18 and 23 on the road. They're
I mean, they're in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, they in the play-in.
Yeah.
They in the play-in. They in the play-in. And they was playing some great basketball right there. You know what I'm saying? So maybe the Chauncey Billups thing is they're playing for the love of Chauncey, which probably gonna turn his 3-piece suit into a jumpsuit, orange jumpsuit, maybe. I hope not, but you'll see what goes on with that. I don't disagree with nobody when it comes to the most surprising team, because Portland is not. They're not in the draft picks. Memphis is, but again, I just heard recently today that Grizzly that John Morant is requesting a trade. So in the chat room, we were talking about Rookie of the Year, and Curry came up with a good comment about when I said that I'm picking the kid from Charlotte because he's playing. He has a reason to play for something, right? Yeah. He is the reason why that team has turned around. Now, I think Cooper Flag is going to be a great player, right? Especially when he leaves Dallas and comes to Boston. I'm predicting that anyway. I'm predicting that anyway.
He's coming.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, Curry is like, he's playing to patent his stats, right? To become the Rookie of the Year. The kid from Knoble, is that how you say it? Knoble? No, is that how you say his name?
It's Knoble.
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 Yeah, he's playing for something. He's playing for more than just to be playing. He's not statting no pass. They're in the playoffs. and they're one of the teams that nobody really
wants.
Stad,
no Pats.
Huh?
You said Stad, no Pats. Pad, no stats.
No, I say stat. He's padding his stats. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. He's padding his stats. But Charlotte would come from eliminated team to a play-in team right now. Nobody really wants to play them right now because they're playing so doggone good. Give credit to the coach who came from the Boston Celtics. But I think with Flag, it's more of him trying to do things trying to break records as a rookie. And then when LeBron said that he compares himself to him, I'm like, nah, don't do that. Stop with that. Because I think Cooper Flag is going to be a great player. But I think when you're padding your stats to break records as a rookie and become and not saying he's doing it to become rookie of the year, but I think he does it for the history part of it. I can't get mad for it, but at the same token, you're not playing for anything. You know what I'm saying? He balled out against San Antonio. He balled out, against Wemby. He did his thing against OKC. But Knoble is down. He's in there. He putting in work for the Charlotte Hornets, who's 44-38, which like I said, nobody wants to see them in the playoffs. That's why I kind of think that. That's why I think that he should be the rookie of the year. I don't think he's going to get it. I think it's going to go to Cooper Flag for the simple fact that he broke so many records as a rookie. But if it don't add up to wins, then because that's what you're in here for. That's what you're here to do is win games. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't add up the wins, then I think that takes a little win out of yourselves. Where Knoble, he's winning games. You're in the playoffs. They could knock somebody out in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be that to me. I think that race is probably the closest race out of all of them. I think Ja Morant is definitely going to be the MVP. I think that you're going to see a first-team offense again with all international players other than Jaylen Brown. Coach of the year is up. I think that Coach of the year should be going to Joe Mazzulla, especially after what he did on Sunday, not playing not one starter.
He said he don't want it.
He said I think it's stupid. That's what he said. He said it's more towards my assistant coaches and my players. But again, when you lose Al Horford, Porzingis, Jrue Holiday, Jason Tatum off your starting five, you start out the season 0-3, and you're the second seed. You're the second seed in the East, and if OKC and Spurs don't get to the NBA Finals, you have home court advantage against everybody out west, other than those two teams. So, to me, I think, but there's a lot of coaches out there, like Detroit coach. He should be in the running for Coach of the Year. There's a lot of coaches out there should be out there for Coach of the Year, but to lose, Boston lost, Porzingis 20, Al Horford 15. Let's say 20, 15 to 35. Jrue Holiday say he gives you 10. That's 45. Then you lose Tatum, which gives you 45. Tatum gives you 26. So you lost about 70, about 80 points. Let me see, 45, 20, about 70. Okay, and I forgot about Kornet. 70. So you lost almost 80 points of scoring between all five of the players you lost, and you end up being the second seed in the NBA, and you're doing it with a bunch of guys that they thought couldn't do it. And the funny thing about it is he called White up and said on his birthday, hey, they think we're going to suck, huh? And he laughed about it. And he proved them wrong. That shows you how good of a coach he is. And Mo, I don't know if you noticed or not, but there's a couple teams trying to get Brad Stevens to become the GM, and I think he's like, I'm not going anywhere. You can offer me all the money in the world you want. I'm not going. I'm staying here. I'm gonna see this through. But the playoffs is coming in. The playoffs is tomorrow. So look forward to that going on. We're down to like 2 minutes left in the show. Let's go around the horn. Lou, what you got for us? Any good news? Any sport news?
Well, I'm just glad that the Knicks are bringing us got the third seed. Of course, I wouldn't sleep on the Hawks, so that should be a very good matchup.
Okay. Curry, what you got for us?
Well, what I got for you is a question why you didn't give me a chance to respond to your Rookie of the Year comment. You just left it out there and didn't give me a chance to respond.
I apologize to that, but if you want to talk about it, you can. We got time.
All right, here we go. Cooper Flag should be the Rookie of the Year and probably will win the Rookie of the Year because, he's set record. You call it stat padding. Isn't that what all the players do? Pad their stats. So,
no.
But who has had who won the Rookie of the Year last year? That guy won Rookie of the Year. His team didn't even make the playoffs.
Wemby, but look,
okay. So
it's
not about teams. It's about the individual player when it comes to Rookie of the Year. Now, if you want to add the team in it, who's had the better supporting cast? Cooper Flag or Conker Nipple? Conker Nipple has had a much better team around him than Cooper Flag's had around him. The guy that was supposed to be traded to go over there to play with him, he's non-existent. Conker Nipple is not even the best player on his team. Cooper Flag is definitely the best player on his team. So I'm saying that that's the reason that Cooper Flag's going to win the NBA Rookie of the Year.
Okay, so getting back
but that's based on those things.
Okay. So getting back to the situation with Wemby, right? There was nobody even close to beating him in the Rookie of the Year last year, right? And Spurs, I don't know what the win differential was last year. I'm pretty sure it was not that close of a margin, the win differential. But if you look at Charlotte right now, the win differential is 116 to 112. So I think his contribution, and that's a plus 4.8 difference. So that's 5 points a game. And you look at Dallas 26 and 56, and their differential is a negative 5.5, where they're scoring 114 to 119. Right?
Wemby didn't win last year.
So
Wemby's in his third year.
Huh?
Wemby didn't win last year. Wemby's in his third year.
Who won last year? Women. Who won last year? I thought women. Oh yeah, he's in third. Women.
Stephon Castle.
Yeah. Castle. Yeah. Because he got hurt last year. Stephon Castle won that. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Because he got hurt last year with the blood clot and whatever the case may be. But again, like last year, there really wasn't anybody out there that was doing what Castle was doing. Maybe, like I said, I didn't know what the win differential was last year with San Antonio, compared to last year compared to this year. But I'm not taking nothing away from Cooper Flag, right? I'm not really taking nothing away from him. But I think that when you come in the league, you're supposed to make if you're one of the best players in the league, if you're going to be a Rookie of the Year, and you're going to be one of them guys that they're going to count on down at the end of the game, you should make everybody around you better, right? I'm not saying he didn't do that. What I saw was him being a better player for himself, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to padding your stats, there are players that do that, right? But the thing about it is, though, is it in, like, for example, when you had old boy from Miami score 83 points, right? And everybody joked about it, like he shouldn't have been the person to score 83 points, blah, blah, blah. Look at all the free throws he shot. Now, the thing about it is he padded his stats to get to that point because he wanted to be known in history of that guy that scored the most, second to the most points in the game. but he shot almost 30 free throws, right? So that means the referees had something to do with him getting those points. To me, that's different. With Cooper Flag, I think he's probably the best player on that team right now. And you're right. They traded Anthony Davis, and I don't know what they got back for him. I don't know if they got a bag of beans or a hot dog and French fries. I don't know what Dallas got back for it, right?
Yeah, but you comparing that Bam Adebayo to that what he did to what Cooper Flag doing. I mean, I don't think you're comparing apples to apples there, because that's totally, you're doing that based off of one game when we're looking at the whole body of work for this kid for the whole entire season.
Right.
And look who Knuckle. What's he got? LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges. But he got some pretty good players around it. Take and put Cooper Flag on Charlotte and put Con Knipple on Dallas. Do you think Con Knipple would be even in the running for your Rookie of the Year?
Probably not. Probably not. But what I'm saying though is, Knipple makes the game easier for everybody around him. I don't see Cooper Flag doing it with the team he has right now, regardless of wins or losses. I don't see that being. I don't see him being the playmaker that they're saying he could be. Like, for example, okay, so he's averaging 21 points a game. Nembhard is averaging 5 assists, and Marshall is averaging. He's 51% free throw. 51% shooting on the team, right? So Cooper Flag was averaging 21 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, 4 assists, and shooting 46.8 field goals percentage, which is good. That's good for him. I wonder what his 3-point shooting percentage is, right? So you got, and I mean the team's not a slouch because they got some good. They got a lot of these guys went to the NBA Finals with them. Gafferty, Martin, Dwight Powell, PJ Washington. That's some of the guys on the team right now that I can see. So, but I get what you're saying. If you put Con Knipple on the team, does it make it different? No, it doesn't. I don't think he's in the running for anything. But I just think that sometimes winning games mean more than your stats, because at the end of the day, you're here to win games. Your stats is to get you into the Hall of Fame. I think that's my personal opinion. I think players do that to get into Hall of Fame. To get the first team offense, first team defense, things of that nature. Like, I don't know.
I don't think you're going into the Hall of Fame based off your rookie year.
I think that like I don't even know, and see, I think that at 6, well, he's 6'9". I thought he was taller than that. I thought he's a little bit taller than that. I was going to say something about block shots, but I mean, he's probably going to win. But I think Knipple is going to be. I think he should be in the running for it, because I think that he's playing for something that matters now, more so than what Cooper Flag was playing for. And it's not like they didn't start losing at the beginning of the season. That whole Dallas thing was a mess. And to be perfectly honest with you, that was a fix. That was just something to help Dallas ease the pain of them losing Luka, because they should have never got that number 1 draft pick in the first place. They were like 14%. They had 14% to get it. So, but I don't disagree with you. I think he does win it. I think Cooper Flag does win Rookie of the Year. I just think Con Knipple, that he's one hell of a shooter. And
no doubt about it. He was definitely a good shooter. But I think he also fell off down the stretch during those time when his team really is playing for something versus Cooper Flag, who continued to. He didn't fall off at the end. He could have easily gave up and said, "Well, we ain't going nowhere. I'm not going out there risking injury." But that man balled out to the end.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. I totally agree with you on that. I don't disagree.
I hate to see either one of them get it because they both do.
All right, guys. Well, that's the show for tonight. I'm gonna try to figure this thing. I'm gonna go give me some and try to figure out what's going on with this system, why this thing's not working like I want it to work. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight, man. I appreciate y'all giving me holding up for me. I had a soccer match tonight. So again, guys, oh, so real quick, hot take. Dana, give me a hot take.
I'm waiting for this draft.
Okay. Mo, hot take.
I'm trying to see what they're gonna do on South Beach.
Mo, hot take.
The Steelers will draft a quarterback in the 3rd round this year.
He said the Steelers would draft the quarterback in the 3rd round. Curry, hot take.
Yeah, I'm with Dana. I'm all excited about the draft. We got all these draft picks early, and I'm interested to see what we do with them.
All right, my hot take is I'm ready for the playoffs. This basketball playoffs. I just want us to see the Knicks again and be healthy and see how this thing turns out. If they beat us and we're healthy, I ain't got nothing to say. Because that was one of the things I said. And being a Celtics fan all my life, I've never seen them go into the NBA Finals and the playoffs and be 100% healthy after winning the title. And I've never seen that. And I wish I could see that just one time. Just one time, stay healthy. Nobody get hurt during the playoffs because that's always been our downfall. Even with Larry Bird and them guys, the ankles is bad and they lose to the Lakers, and then Kevin Garnett messes up his knee, and then Ben Perkins tears his ACL in Game 6 and things of that nature, and then all those things like that. I just want to see them be healthy. If they lose as a healthy team, then I'm okay with that. I just want to see them healthy. All right, guys, appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight. Y'all guys have a good night. Be blessed, and I'm gonna figure out what's going on with this thing. Okay, let me see where we at here.
Peace.